Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm back here again at the Xj900 that we've been working on this winter. I feel like we're working on this together. I've had a few comments from some of you guys. So what I've done is I did come down here, and I think in the last video we had some of the blue bits, sort of showed you where they were going and what they were. I have been down without recording and fitted some of these parts, so I think what I'll do is I'll lift the camera up now, let you see some of that on the bike. So here we are here. You can see the mud guard. It's actually looking not too bad, considering it's just been aerosoled with a satin black. But yeah, we've got the little blue hooks for the hoses there. We've also got the little sections there that go through. Could do with new rubbers there that clamp around the brake hoses just to keep them in position. The one on this side doesn't look quite so bad. There's that there. That one's still not quite sitting right, but yeah, I'll probably order up a couple of the rubbers that I can get fitted into these brackets just so it looks a little bit tidier. We've also got the front end bits done there. Excuse my camera work here. We've got the cross member bar in there as well. And I think earlier on in this series I did mention that I was going to be fitting these engine bars. And having a look at them, they're not in as tidy condition as I once thought, so I've opted not to put them on, and I'll tell you why. Not only because of the condition they're in, but they mount on here, and it's kind of hiding some of the work that I've had done. So for now, definitely not getting the engine bars put in. I don't know if you can get them powder coated on top of what was chrome. If anybody knows that, if you can powder coat on top of chrome work, or if it gets taken off or whatever, somebody let me know in the comments, because until then these engine bars are just going to be sitting, taking up space and not being on the bike. But yeah, I'm kind of at a loss as to what I can do with them at the moment. But yeah, going furthermore to what we're doing to the bike today, I know that I've talked about getting the swinging arm off and getting that all treated and everything, but I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm going to put that on the back marker for now, because I'm itching to get back out on the bike, to be honest. And I think the only thing that's holding me up is the current last part that's to be fitted is this section here. And what that is that's the bar that goes from the forward section of the swinging arm to the mounting point of the rear caliper. And obviously the brake hose goes through that little loop there, and then you've got one of these rubber like mounts there just for the brake hose, so it doesn't foul the back wheel or whatever. So I really want to get this fitted, bleed the back brake. Hopefully I'll get away with not having to get a new banjo bolt, because the top end of the banjo bolt was kind of chewed up a wee bit. I don't know if I've maybe used the wrong size Allen key in it at one point, but if I can reuse that today, get the brake bled up, then the bike's kind of in a position where I can put a bit of air in the tyres and just sort of take her out and have a wee bit of fun again. It has been in bits for longer than I anticipated. I do get a wee bit carried away once I start a project, and this was just meant to be a quick clean up so that I could use it again through the winter. And then once I started to look, I realised that some of it was a lot worse condition than I originally had thought. So for today, like I say, we'll just get this fitted, get the back brake bled, and then she'll be out and about again, and I'll be a happy man. And then probably a few weeks time, once we get into the spring, bit of better weather, then we'll have a look at taking that swinging arm off, greasing up the bearings, and checking the wheel bearings and such like when I take the wheels off. And at the same time, as I'm doing that back end, I'll get the front wheel off as well, just to see the condition of the wheel bearings, and maybe just pack them with grease just to preserve them, and make them longevity for the wheel bearings, if you like. It's always good just to grease up all the bearings and stuff on a bike like this, especially a bike that doesn't really get used like it used to. Obviously we're getting the 750 Virago there that we've got in the background. I don't think it's been on the channel much at all. I did do a wee video when I collected it, but yeah, that's been getting used quite a bit, and obviously the Xj900 has been getting, I wouldn't say neglected, but kind of left in the lockup a wee bit more often than it used to. So yeah, once I get the Xj900 back out and about, then I've got a few things on the XV750 to do. The last time I had it out, I was down the coast, past Dundee, went up to Arbroath, and I ended up getting a fuel leak. It's starting to drip out the tap. It was a bit of a misfire, but I'm wondering if it was just maybe drawing air there. So yeah, I had to nurse it home, and it's not been out since then. So yeah, that's the thing with old bikes, you have to maintain them. And like I was saying about greasing wheel bearings, I need to check these ones as well. So I've got quite a bit of work to do ahead of me, but it's what we do, guys, eh? It's what we enjoy, and I just have to keep on with it. Right, I've flipped you around here, guys, just so that you can actually see how bad that looks in there. So like I say, it'll not get ignored. It does need a bit of attention. I'm just not prepared to do it at this time. Another few weeks, I reckon. But we've also had to sort of loosen this off. That's just the, I suppose, the back brake mechanism, a foot hanger, whatever you want to call it. So we had to loosen that off just to get into that. And I think that's maybe why I managed to chew the head of this banjo bolt, because I did try to get access to it while it was still sort of sitting in position. And as a result, I've maybe chewed the head up a wee bit. Hopefully I can get it in tight enough to use it again. But yeah, some of that needs attention. The back brake hose as well, if you can have a look at that, you can see a wee bit of rust there. A wee bit, he says, quite a bit. So I think when we're doing the back end, I'm going to just order up a new brake hose. This one's been on for quite some time. So yeah, it's got a bit of a kink to it as well now. It's no, I mean, I don't think it's meant to be that shape. It's just kind of gone like that in time. So yeah, they're not too expensive. I can't remember exactly how much the rear brake hose costs, but I'll definitely change that up anyway, because I think it's needing it. I don't like the look of this anyway. It's, like I say, this one's been on for probably 15 years now. And I think when we get that, we'll maybe get the banjo bolt with it. So that'll be like two birds with one stone. The rear brake caliper, I did order one of these ones up. So it wasn't for an Xj900. I had to order it for, I think it was a Yamaha Thundercat, maybe a Thunder Ace, can't remember exactly. But it's the same rear caliper that they use, and this one had all been powder coated and stuff. It does need a clean, as you can see. But yeah, the one that was on it just wasn't serviceable anymore. So yeah, we'll get this hose and that back connected up. We'll reattach the hanger, and then from there we'll just have to undo these bleed nipples, get some fluid in the reservoir. So the reservoir sits in under here somewhere, so we'll get the seat off. I'll show you where that is, and then it's just a case of sort of bleeding that. It's quite easy to do on your own on the back, because obviously you've got the pedal right there within reach, and you've got your other hand just for like opening and closing the nipple, let some fluid through the pipe. It's fairly straightforward. I'm just having a look there as I was talking about that to see if I've got a hose just to go on that. I'll have to maybe have a look for a hose, because I thought I had one at hand. It'll be posted away somewhere, so we'll look for that once it's all back together anyway. Oops. That's how that looks in there. Not too bad actually. We'll just get this hooked up properly once I get that banjo bolt bit back together. So we have got the copper washers. They just make the seal, and I think before we try and reuse them, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, I can't see really what I'm recording, but before we can reuse them, we'll try and give them a wee bit of a clean anyway. And I keep saying, every time I do something on this bike, it was the same with the oil cooler. It's like I've got copper washers at the other lockup. Actually, my dad's copper washers, but I keep forgetting to pick some up. So I'm reusing copper washers, which isn't ideal because they do squash down when you tighten everything up. I'm fully aware of that. If I get any leaks, then it's just a case of taking it all apart again and having to change them. But it is what it is, guys. It's laziness. So I've just figured something out as well. The other day when I was tinkering with this, I'd taken the bike outside and I found this. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was for. But now that I'm back with the bike, I just realised it's actually it's the lower bolt for the bottom of that hanger there. So that explains that. But like, I'm sure you all know, when you're working on bikes and you find a loose bolt just lying around on the floor where you've been, it puts the fear up you really, because you're thinking to yourself, where has that come from? But now that I know, you know, it's something else I don't have to worry about, and it's kind of explained. But I'm sure we've all had that little fear at some point. So we won't know if that's going to leak at that banjo bolt there until we'll get some fluid and pressure into the system. So I think this isn't going to happen today until I get some new copper washers. I don't know if you can see that there. Pump the brake, it does. There is a bit of a leak. A bit of moisture just it's hard to see there. Just at the bottom of it there. Not brilliant, guys, not brilliant at all. Right, so plan B. So nothing else for it, guys. We're going to have to take this off and we will go and match up these copper washers, get replacements. So it's a good job I said that I'm aware that they need to be replaced. So all this video really serves as proof of that. But we'll get that off, and what we'll do is, so we've got the washer there, and we'll just take it and then we'll find a replacement in my dad's box of tricks. Well, obviously we'll need to replace the two of them, upper and bottom. So yeah, we'll get new ones of them, and then we'll come back and revisit bleeding this. It'll give me time to find a hose as well to put on these nipples, because I don't think I've got a hose in here. So so it's all good, all well and done. We'll also need to get some bolts in the top and bottom of this bar here, just to hold everything tight. And then no point in clipping that rubber into the bracket there until such times as we get the brake all connected up and working. So yeah, it looks like a wee trip to my other garage, guys. But before we go there, we have got one last task to do here while we're here. And that task is to fit the tank protector sticker thing that we had a look at in a previous video. Just to break the tank up a wee bit, and we do have the blue badges on there, but I think the tank protector, it'll just lend itself to making it look a wee bit more finished, I think. I have ordered up some stickers, not original stuff. I've got them kind of made up, and it'll be like the Xj900s stickers will go on the fairing there. I don't know how they're going to look. I did send the guy a picture of the blue colour that we're using. Hopefully it'll look right. If not, it's only like 20 odd quid down the pan, but like I say, we'll wait and see how they look when they turn up, and hopefully it all matches up and kind of finishes the look of the bike anyway. Another thing we need to look at is the headlight cover that we talked about, and I think I've got that here in my box of tricks. We'll go and have a look for that actually. Right guys, so here we are. I've looked it out and it just kind of just sits on the front there. I think it looks quite smart. Obviously I'll have to fit the it's like little velcro pads type things that hold that on, and then it's easily removable. If you get caught out and it's too dark to have the sort of tinted headlight, you can just remove it again, get yourself home. But for daytime use, I just think it kind of suits the look of the bike, especially with the tinted screen there as well. And regarding all the dirt and everything that makes its way into the back there, you can see the frame needs a good clean, and obviously the swinging arm as well. I did get a comment from somebody saying that maybe I should make up a sort of cover in there, kind of try and protect stuff, which is a great idea, and I've seen it done before as well. But what I've actually got is I've got a carbon fibre hugger that goes in there, and I've had it for quite some time. It's made by a company called Pyramid. Don't know if they still make them for this bike, but yeah, it's a Pyramid carbon fibre hugger. And I don't know how exactly it fits. I've never actually put it on the bike, but I think maybe you do have to screw in a sort of a fixing bracket into the swinging arm or something. I'm not sure. We'll look at that when we get round to fitting it. But yeah, that will certainly sort of add to the aesthetics of the bike also. And that was another reason that I didn't use that vinyl wrapped mudguard, because I thought, you know, if I put a proper carbon fibre piece on the back, that front end's just going to look terrible. So that was behind my reasoning for not using that mudguard and just going for the satin black as well. So this is what's going on here. I'm not sure how it's going to look. Be difficult to kind of film me putting it on as well, because I've not got a stand for this camera. So we'll do the before, cha-ching, and we'll do the after once it's fitted, guys. Right, so that's it. Just like magic, it's on, and I think, you know, it looks okay. Not sure if it'll stay. I think it might peel off. The stickiness doesn't seem so sticky as it should. So we'll see how it does in this cold weather. I think I'll go and open my lockup one day and that'll just be peeling off. So we'll see how it goes. As long as it doesn't damage the paint, I'm not too bothered. Hopefully it'll stay though. So another thing that's just occurred to me is, so obviously when you're bolting this in, not actually lined up the holes, but my point here is that it's got these nuts on the back of the stainless steel. Like, obviously that can be cleaned up, but I think I'll need to get new nuts, because that ain't going back on my bike, front and back. I should have them sitting in stainless somewhere. That'll do. So I've got two of them, and it's just these little things that make all the difference, guys. All these little things. I've not even done a swinging arm, and that will prey on my mind for the next few weeks. But do you know what, when I take all this apart again, then it's new stuff going back on, so it just makes the job easier. Obviously when you're tightening this all together, you use a bit of copper slip on all the fasteners, and that way when you want to take anything off, it just kind of help stop everything seizing up, sort of thing. Right, so that's that end connected up, but this end, I'll be honest guys, I don't know what I did with the bolt that goes through here, and like I just mashed up my hand, just a little couple of scratches getting that one in, and I think maybe I had the other one. I don't know what I've done with it, so I have had a look around the floor and stuff. I think when I go to the other lock-up to get these copper washers, I maybe just have to pick up a couple of bolts and that as well. But yeah, it's going to hold me up a wee bit today. Right guys, here we go then, a wee road trip. Like sometimes when you want to just get on with something, it's the little things that just hold you up. A couple of copper washers and a bolt, you know. But it is what it is, you know. I'll also have to check while I'm there for maybe some brake fluid. I don't know if I've got any in there. If I do, it's just a very small amount. So it's worth the trip anyway. I do need a couple of things. So here goes, guys. So now I'm in here. It's not going to be quite as obvious as I thought for all the parts. This lock-up's not quite as tidy as mine, I would say. I might have to give... Oh, there we are. We have got a box full of copper washers, which we do need some of them, or a couple anyway. Need to find the bolt as well that we're looking for. Actually, while I'm here, I think we should discuss this little beastie in the room here. I'll swap the camera around, I'll just turn it over. So this is, for regulars of the channel will know, this is the GS850 from 1980s. This is an ongoing project that me and my old man have got on the go. That's the colour scheme of the parts there. It did get put on hold, and I'll let you know why. We actually had bought a set of forks, mint condition forks, you know, the stanchions, everything, the lowers, everything was actually perfect condition. And we decided we were going to throw them on, get the front wheel on, and we're going to wheel this out into daylight and do a bit of work on it. And lo and behold, the forks rattled about inside the lower yoke there. And I said straight away, this is the wrong forks. So I've actually got in my van, I've not looked at them yet, the original forks off this. And I think we're going to have to bite the bullet and actually get the stanchions re-chromed before we go any further on this bike. Some of the bits that we tidied up, you know, they've fared quite well. We did give this a fair bit of attention for a couple of months anyway on the channel. But we've still got, as you can see, masses to do to this. So that's another reason that I just want the Xj900 kind of put together. I do want to spend some time on this bike again. See how we can get on with it, and maybe get the casings and that back on the engine. As you can see, they're all still removed. They weren't polished up brilliantly, they were just cleaned tidy enough. There's one as an example. Tidy enough just to get the engine back together, get some oil in it. The initial plan was to fire this up and see if it ran right before we start spending money, or before my dad starts spending money. This is his beastie, this. So yeah, we will be returning at this on the channel at a later date. Right, so as much as I've been and I've picked up a couple of things, the copper washers are they're absolutely no good. They're all like just a wee bit of the wrong size and stuff, and I'm just like, right. So what I'm doing is I've just fueled up there. I'm just about to head through to Cooper Motorcycles and see if they've got any of the copper washers, maybe a new banjo bolt as well, because like I say, I'm not too keen on the condition of that one, having chewed the head up a wee bit. So yeah, we'll head through to Cooper Motorcycles now, try and get the parts. So today's sort of turned into a wee bit of a runaround day, but these things happen, eh? Right guys, so we're in luck here. We've got the wee copper washers that we need. Exactly the right size, as you can see. So, feeling a wee bit better about today. So it's just a case of heading back to the lock-up, put it back together, give it a wee bleed, and then job's a good one. Right, so we're back again. Trying to get this back brake back together. Also got a bolt that will go through the top of the blue bar, so I just need to check that for length. Actually looks okay, so we'll get that fitted first and then we'll start putting the back brake hose together. Trying to get that bolt lined up at the top there was a wee bit difficult, so it's starting to go in, but I think I'm going to have to give it a wee tap. Had to do that on the other one as well, so just put the socket in there, just like that on an extension bar, and then get my old faithful rusty hammer here. Just be able to knock it through, that's fine. So I think a wee bit of powder coat was making that one a wee bit tight, because I knocked some of the powder coat through the other side, but at least that's it in. We'll just need to get the nut on and get them both tightened up. Right, so that's that beefed down a wee bit better. The new copper washers in. So another thing I just noticed there, guys, was the wee rubber caps there that you get on top of the nipples, just to protect them for sort of dirt and corrosion. I just noticed that they've deteriorated as well and snapped in the middle there at the bend. I mean, they'll still offer protection, but it's just curious to notice that because they've only been on there for a short time, really, probably less than 2 years. So yeah, the rubber can't really be up to much. Not that it's important, I just thought I would mention it. Right, so I've started bleeding it, getting a wee bit of pressure there in the brake now. I needed both hands, so I didn't get any footage, but it's basically, it's fairly simple. So you start on, let me just show you. You start on, well, I start on this back one here, and basically you put your hose on. Once the bubbles start to sort of disappear and you're getting pure fluid at that back one, and you just put the hose on the front one, obviously leaving the back one tightened up. And then once the bubbles dissipate on the top of there, you're just getting clear fluid. That's you pretty good. You've got, like, as you can see now, there's like a firm sort of, well, I don't know if you can't really see, but there's a firm feel to that pedal now. So when you sort of spin the wheel, hit that pedal, it just locks up. Whether it's enough pressure or what, I'm not entirely sure. I'll only get a feel for that once I actually take it out, which I can't do today because I've not got any of my gear with me. But sometime soon I'll pop back up with my crash helmet, my protective clothing, and I'll take her out for a wee spin. But for now, I'll just thank you all for watching the video today. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.